Hi everybody. I've been posting a few videos on YouTube lately, mostly time-lapse videos where I do these quick drawings, headshots of different characters like Batman, Archie, Popeye, all different characters. Sometimes I take them to color, uh, and when I do, one of the things I get asked about mostly is how I render things like hair. So I wanted to take a couple minutes and just show you specifically how I do hair with Copic markers specifically. So what I've done here is this is a sketch card. It is on Bristol. Okay, this is just regular Bristol paper, nice heavy stock. So this will hold up to markers, which is what I like to color with. So what I've done is I've drawn this picture. This character is Kitty Ravencraft, who is the main character in the series Die Kitty Die, which I co-created with my partner Dan Parent. So she's the main character, and she's a pretty witch with red hair. So we're going to be coloring her hair using a few Copic markers. Now I've got 4 colors here that I'm going to be using to varying degrees. The main color which I'm going to be using is my Cadmium Red, which is kind of my medium tone. That's sort of my middle red. Then I've got dark red, of course, which is obviously my darker tones. And then for some heavy accents, I'll be using Cardinal, which is a little bit darker than the dark red. And then lastly, I have Vermillion, which is kind of an orangey red. It really helps to keep all the red from being too flat, and it kind of, because it's orangey, it kind of cooks the red a little bit. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm gonna put these aside, and I will start with the Cadmium Red. And what I want to do is I want to identify the spots on her hair that are going to be the darkest, and that's where I want to start. And I want to think about her hair not just as this flat shape, but it's more of a 3-dimensional shape with mass and a it's her head, her cranium. There's a curvature to this, and I want to keep that in mind as I apply the red. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the ends of her bangs here, and I'm going to whip up, whip, 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 whip. I'm just using these kind of feathery strokes. Don't have to be super precise. And I'm going to leave it right there for now. And then I'm going to go right around here where it would be sort of her scalp, where the part of her hair would be. And that's where her hair would dip down. So it would be kind of dark in there too. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to whip my way out of there. And I'm whipping in the direction of the strokes that I had just laid down. But I'm not going to meet those strokes. I'm going to leave that little bit of white there, because that white's going to be my highlight, and it's going to play a part coming up. So I'm going to leave that. Again, going to go to the ends of her hair, and whipping up, whipping up, whipping up. You don't have to be super precise because it's hair, so it should have a bit of a natural look. And these little strands that frame her face, I'm going to do the same thing, just a little less of it, where I'm just whipping up, and again, leaving that highlight. And then back here, this big mass of hair, this is going to be dark, and then I'm doing the same thing here, coming in from the ends and coming out from the center. Okay, so that's my Cadmium Red. Now I want to go over to my dark red. And I'm gonna go into the darkest darks again and whip my way back. Whip, 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 whip. I'm not covering all of the red that I just laid down. Okay, I'm stopping short, but if I overshoot it, that's okay. I'm gonna whip, whip, whip. And this is giving a little bit of a darker dimension to the red. You don't have to be super careful, not with the natural stuff like hair, because, well, it's hair. So keeping it a little loose actually will make it seem a little hairier. You know, you just don't want to be sloppy with it, messy with it. Okay, now I'm gonna go to my vermilion. And the vermilion, remember, is that orangey red I had mentioned. And what I'm gonna do with that is I'm gonna use that to help seal some of the reds that I've been putting down. So I'm going over both the cadmium red and the dark red. And again, I don't want to kill my highlights. I want to leave that white. So I want to be sure I'm leaving plenty of white. I'm just flipping the tip. Notice with these Copic markers, they have the double points here, the two different heads. One is this beveled head, and the other is the brush tip. And I'm using the brush tip because that really lets me get more of that nice feathery stroke. Okay, now I'm gonna go to the Cardinal. And the Cardinal is a little bit darker than the dark red, so it gives me a little bit of an accent. And I'm kind of really using the tip here of the point, because it's almost like I'm just pulling out individual strands with the Cardinal. Okay. Again, I don't want to keeping that white highlight there. You don't want to overwhelm it. It's okay if you have like a strand. Sometimes I deliberately run a strand through the highlight. Again, just to make things look natural. Okay, so that is about it. Now, what I might do at this point, and it all depends if I need it or not, I may go back in with my cadmium red, and I may just want to seal everything, you know, just sort of treating it as a blender and just going over everything. This might not even be necessary, but you know, you look at what you're doing and you judge. You know, you make the call, you decide, yeah, you know, what you don't want are for all the layers to sit there kind of separately. You know, you want these different shades of red to sort of flow smoothly into each other. So that's why sometimes you may want to go over them again. Now, what I'd also like to do is I'd like to let the hair sit and dry. Sometimes these colors, because it is a wet medium, sometimes these colors will change when they dry. So once it dries, I may look at it again, and I may decide to hit it up either with the cadmium red or the vermilion. But otherwise, I'm ready to call this one done, this hair at least. I hope you enjoyed the lesson and got something out of it. If you have any questions at all, please leave any comments in the comments below. Any questions in the comments below, I'll be happy to answer anything that I can. And if you enjoyed the video, please check out more. I hope, if this one goes well, I hope to do more of these. I may do my next video maybe on flesh tones. So I may be adding flesh tones to this same card. So be on the lookout for that. Keep checking back. If you like my videos, please subscribe. That helps me out tremendously. And don't forget to hit that little bell to be notified of when I put up other videos. And click like. Always click like. I appreciate it, and it makes me look like I'm doing well. All right? Thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks for watching. And I will see you in the next video.